All right. I don't know how to. Well, it looks like we're live. How is everyone doing? I hope everyone is doing good. And I am just going to make sure in the Facebooks here that everyone can hear me. And just do a quick double check. I am so excited, y'all, to do this one with you because I it's been a while since I posted this, and that is my fault. We had to make a few adjustments to the funnel. We were writing all the copy, all of those different things, and it took a little bit of time to really like get the build done, which was just everything has hiccups. We had other projects going on and all that jazz. So I'm really excited to show you kind of like what happened and really like outline all of the different things that are going on right now with this funnel because we've spent a few $100 on ads. And so what I want to do is show you live and literally just walk through my process here and see, okay, based on what the ads are doing, this is what I would do and what I would be looking for. Because I think a lot of people, like, it's great to learn theory and stuff, but I just think there's no better way to learn than seeing live examples. So my goal with this is just to help you so that you can see over the shoulder what I'm thinking about when I'm running, ad campaigns, when I'm looking at funnels, like how I'm optimizing things, just so that you can then take that into your own world, right? That's my ultimate goal here, is to pass that knowledge on to you. So could someone just like drop in the live chat and just confirm that you guys can and gals can all hear me? I know like wave video is a little bit delayed here, but that's totally cool. But if you could just confirm that, that would be amazing, because then I know we're all in good standing there. Um, and I will get this show on the road. At all good. Wonderful. Okay, sweet. So, what we're gonna do, 100% can hear you. Didn't know Wave. Yeah, I know. It's sweet. This is amazing. I love Wave. We use it a little bit for video editing, but like their video hosting, if you want to run upsell videos, is amazing, because the thing I love about it is you can hide the play bar, which you never want to put in an upsell, but you can leave the speed controls, which makes life so great, because I'm one of those people that likes to listen to everything at 2x. But I don't want to ever show someone how long a video sales letter is, because then they get thrown away, even if it's only like 5 minutes. They get turned off and we'll just leave the page. So what we're going to do is I'm going to share my screen right now. So we're going to okay, well, it's muted. I apologize. I hope y'all can hear me now. I think something on in Wave shut off sound for some reason. Yeah, I always get, it's like I have a love-hate relationship with Wave, because yeah, I think the countdown did shut that off. So I hope you can all hear me. Apologize about that. Um, I have a love-hate relationship with this tool. So what I cut to, and just to go back here, is I look at my ad account first, and we've spent 303. We go over the funnel, and we've made a grand, which is freaking awesome. 3x return on ad spend already, and 4 onboarding calls booked, which is freaking wonderful. So overall, I'm like super happy with this. I would just obviously start cranking ad spend. One of the things I did to test this funnel is this upsell. Instead of a regular $97 upsell, I decided to double the price and put it as $197, and it seems to be converting at 17% here, which is great. Now, the only thing I'd want to double check on this, just to double confirm, is if there was any test data. So let's actually just go back and see, because I don't want any test data getting in the way. And I'm just going to confirm sound is back. Okay, good. Wonderful. So it was from May 4th is when we launched ads to the 10th. So I just want to confirm. Okay, so 2 instead of that. So 400, 500, 600, 700, almost $800 spent here, which is good always to check the dates, or else you're going to look at test data wrong and that's going to get incorporated. And so I can see, okay, right about, again, yeah, pretty much a little below 800, 790. And we have spent, where is that? 303. So if I just go back, pull up my trusty little calculator here, I just want to look at this. And I kind of wished, I'm sorry, like I kind of wish something was going wrong, because then, I could be like, oh yeah, we're going to fix this. We're going to figure it out. And I can already see some optimizations, and I'm going to dive into that in a moment. But I just want to figure out like my exact ROAS here. So I'm looking 402 plus 394, and then minus, 303 for the initial spend. So that's wonderful. So we made $500 already on this funnel, which is amazing without even, and we booked, 3 freaking onboarding calls, which I'm stoked about, because these are like direct sales calls with our appointment setter. So that's wonderful. The other thing I'm liking too, and a green light, a big green light I'm seeing, is if I go look at the ads here, like one of the audiences I chose was just small business owners. And so when I clicked this and go in, like, I'll just show you this audience. So it's like 5 different countries. And I literally just targeted small business owners, like 5.5 or 5.8 to 6.9 million. And like this seems to be the #1 audience that's buying. And the thing I love about that is like those are the exact people we want. So it seems like right now, Brendan Burchard and Lewis Howes and Byron Katie definitely letting me down. I always used to love the Brendan Burchard audience. But it seems to not be working as well. And then this one, we haven't really spent. I like to at least give these $100 a spend. So I'm going to leave these for another day or two, but I'm going to assume what's going to happen here is Facebook's going to pump most of our money into this one. So what I am seeing though, even though we're really ROAS positive, I want to see, okay, great. Like how can I improve this even more? So one of the things I know I could definitely do is probably add a downsell in here, because we're, although, and this is still early to tell, we have had 2 people take this, which is wonderful. And as I said earlier, wanted to really test this to just see, what the ROAS would be of testing $197 product, right? And it seems to be working good, 15% take rate on that so far. But again, I want to like keep getting a little bit more data here to fully flesh that out. The other thing I want to look at too is order bumps. So like 25 and 50% take rate. Again, absolutely amazing. It looks like I'm testing some other copy here on this order bump. So that's one thing. But a big thing I'm noticing right away is this sales page here has a low opt-in rate. So anything around like below the 10% opt-in rate is where I look at this and I'm like, okay, this might need to be improved. So that's already one thing I'm looking at. And rather than trying to like look at this page and guess and figure out, what I actually like to do is go into the ads manager. And this is really important if your funnel's working properly or not, is to go in here, take a look. And I use, again, in my evergreen ads process, we create a lot of different ad variations. So what I like to do is actually just go break down by dynamic creative here. And I want to look at the headlines that are actually leading to the most sales. And it seems like this is a big one. This ends anxiety and procrastination seems to be the number one headline that's getting shown here. And the other ones, this one has again, this ends anxiety and procrastination, never play small again. So what I'm seeing like from the initial data is that like a big problem, anxiety and procrastination. And so what I would do is I would take this and be like, okay, that's really good to know. Let's look at the text as well. I don't really care too much about the image if just because it's a little bit less relevant to actually figuring out the messaging. So here's a big one: is the easiest way to release anxiety to make it effortless to is this the easiest way to release anxiety to make it effortless to achieve our most ambitious goals? 3 purchases at 290. That's great. I love what I do. Oh, Facebook always crashing on me. Let's go back and double look through that. So I love what I do, but have issues feeling confident, bringing in enough clients and helping as many people as I would like. So common thing people struggle with is this, right? I can't remember where I got that quote. I think it was from one of Dan's forums or I don't know, somewhere, but I got it from somewhere. So these are kind of 2 themes, like releasing anxiety and maybe even like talking about growing business are like 2 things that I could go now and take this and say like, okay, this is what the market is telling me. And here's another example. If my anxiety monster is like a 30 terrible spelling on that. If the competition is constantly outperforming you, if relaxation has become a foreign word because the mind won't shut up. Yeah. So like, again, more about competition, anxiety, like it's like a 30 ton of bricks. I should have said 30-pound ton of bricks or something, made that a little bit clearer. And then this one, yeah, I can see why, because this just testing things with this audience and it doesn't seem to be working well. But a big thing that I'm seeing is like, okay, making sure confidence is a huge one already. And releasing anxiety to achieve goals, like goal achievement seems to be a big one. And so what I would then do, like at a closer analysis of this is, I would then go over here, pop in over to our sales page. I'm just going to check the chat too, and make sure everyone can hear me. Okay, wonderful. It's weird. I can't have like, oh, can I pop this out? Oh, yes. Thank you. Still learning this thing. Okay. Yes. Great. Thank you. Wonderful. How do I do that? How do I make you pop out? Okay. Seems to want to. Oh, maybe it's because I got an ad blocker or something. Okay, I'm not going to do that because it might script the whole stream. But one thing I would do is go look at this page and like I can show you all the page, just show you what it looks like. And I would go start looking through about how I can incorporate some of the messaging from these ads into this page. So could I intervene more more kind of points on releasing procrastination to achieve goals? Can I like talk more about, fearing the competition and constantly worrying about what your competitors are doing or constantly feeling like competitors are just surpassing you, right? And that you're like getting anxious because you feel so behind, right? So could I then take like the messaging from these ads and go in and start plugging that in? So that's like the initial thing that I would start looking at with this is like how I could go about doing that. The other thing I've seen too is like tons of link clicks, but like if I look at the overall conversion rate of the funnel, it's extremely low. It's almost surprising. I'm like wondering how we're getting such cheap link clicks to like some of these audiences, but like clearly it seems like for some of the audiences, it's not resonating as well compared to just this small business owners one. But again, that being said, when you launch a campaign with Facebook ads, typically like there's always something that goes on. Oh, and I got to double check this because it seems my connection is just acting funky. So there we go. So what I might want to do is instead of, coming in and testing this, like I would come in and test, probably the headline and this top part first and talk specifically about like maybe instead of this, like for entrepreneurs and professionals who feel like anxiety is like is trapping them, right? Or keeping them trapped in their current reality, something like that. And then play with a new headline, probably play with this. And rather than is the past holding you hostage, I might want to change that to like, if you're, something along the lines of like if competitors are passing you, all of those different things, especially because this is targeted towards just like professionals and business owners. And this might just not be resident. So what I would do with this is I'd go look. We have a free tool that you can definitely anyone can check out called Clarity FM, or not Clarity, Microsoft Clarity. And it's just a free heat mapping and analytics tool that I'll use. And I'll go look at like the people scrolling through the page and see like where do they stop, where do they bounce, and that'll actually help me then go through the process of saying like, oh, okay, this is where like everyone will read this and just leave. And that shows me, okay, this needs to be reworked, because the big problem I see is not so much like the overall structure of the funnel. The big thing I see is the conversion rate. So like if I take my trusty calculator here, and I just like to divide this by uniques, but let's just say we have 11 orders divided by like 322. Like that's a super low conversion rate. And it's great that the amount of people, we have is great. Like the average order value is high. So that's amazing. But if I can then get this conversion rate a bit higher, that would make life really smooth. And again, this may even out over time. It just depends also on like the ad data, because ads always need a little bit of time. So that's what I would do in this. And I'm like, again, this is too low. This number looks good. The amount of opt-ins here look good. Like, but this 7.45 number looks very low in my opinion. Oh, and we got to go back here because we actually launched, I think it was like the 3rd of May to 10th. So this thing's been running for about a week. Yeah, so I'm going to end this here because I've got a nice coaching call. But if y'all have any questions, oh yeah, so someone asked, what is the audience size of the ads? And the audience size is typically like 5 to 8 to 10 million, somewhere in there. So I typically, when I launch a new campaign, I test something with a very large, typically larger audiences sizes, and then I test smaller ones. So that's how I go around playing around with that, to just test different audience sizes and get a feel for that. But that's basically what I would do. And so I would then go through, run a split test. I would go test a new checkout page or test a new sales page. I would go look at the ad data a little bit more closely to be like, okay, why is this hook converting so much better than all the other ones? And take that theme and messaging and make sure that my sales page is actually congruent with that messaging, because that seems to be the big bottleneck right now in the funnel, is just the sales page not converting as well as it could be. So I'm pumped about is, seeing that the average order value is extremely high. Like that's a really great start, but the purchase conversion is very low. So I'd want to make sure, go in and focus on dialing that in. And the place you always have to start is ads. All right. Now, if I didn't have any sales with this, first thing I would do again is do exactly what I told you, where I'd go look at the ads and I would say like, what is going on with the ads? So what was the top headline that got the most clicks? What was the top description? What was the top, text combination, right? And if you have different videos, what was the best video that worked the best, right? And I would go through there and go take a look at all those things and say like, okay, well, if they're clicking on this type of a message, how can I make sure that the page actually delivers on that kind of a message and gets them really excited and to enough to them to make a purchase, right? Yeah, that's what I do. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with this funnel. So I'm going to go test a new sales page and get that conversion rate up, because if the upsell take rate stays what it is, then we're good to go. We're good to rock it. Yeah, so I hope that was helpful, y'all. I really hope that was helpful, because I always want to show, like, and when I work with clients, like I love to just dive into like ad accounts and if we're building stuff for a number of clients right now, and we're going to be relaunching our coaching program in a few weeks. But that's always what I do. It's like I'm just jumping on calls and making sure that we're actually going live into the data and figuring all this out, because if you can get something working right away, that's freaking amazing. But if like my Sell What You Sleep one, where it doesn't work right away, like this is the process you go through, right? And now I'm so grateful because we got Sell What You Sleep working. You're all here joining in live, so thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, whoever just posted moving slow, like that's okay. It is a process. Like, it again, it took us time to do this. So it's one of those things where it definitely takes a little bit of time, but if you can get it working, I always say it can fundamentally change your entire business and your life. So I'm actually jumping on a coaching call with our Launchpad folks in a few minutes here. So I'm going to jump off. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. And if you are interested in having me build a funnel for you, we're very expensive, but we do a really damn good job. And if you want help with that, like, and you're someone that's already at the 6-figure range or higher, and you have a proven offer that you want help scaling, like, feel free to send me a DM. We're booking into mid-June at this point, because we spend a lot of time and attention on each one of these. And if you're someone that is not there, but you do want help, like, I'm going to be relaunching our Launchpad coaching program in a few weeks, where I'm going to be including more one-on-one support with myself, and also breaking down, like, literally an extremely detailed step-by-step checklist roadmap that you will be able to go through, so that there's absolutely no confusion with getting this dialed in, so that you can have your own micro offer running and selling immediately. So thanks so much for watching, people. I'll keep you all in tune for that. Really appreciate you and your time and showing up here. And I'm so excited to keep on giving. So have a great rest of the day. And I'll catch you in the next one.